Welcome to my presentation. Today I am going to deal with the subject thermal engineering. In that my topic is compressors. The outline of my presentation is definition of compressors, classifications of compressors, definition of air compressors, application of air compressors, classifications of air compressors, terms involved in compressors, working of single stage reciprocating air compressors. In that first one is definition of compressor. The machine which takes the air or any other gas at low pressure compresses to high pressure is called as compressors. These are the power consuming machines in which mechanical work is converted into pressure of air or gas. These are considered as reverse heat engines. Classifications of compressors. The following are the classifications of compressors. First one is based on the method of compression. It is broadly classified into three types: reciprocating compressors, rotary compressors, and centrifugal compressors. In that, first one is reciprocating compressors. It is a positive displacement compressor that uses piston driven by a crankshaft to deliver gases at high pressure. The sizes of the cylinder up to 25 horsepower, and it is used for light duty appliances such as oil refineries, gas pipelines, chemical process, natural gas processing plant, and refrigeration plant. And the second one is rotary compressors. In this, the air is trapped in a reducing space by matting lobes of a rotor. And the third one is centrifugal compressors. Centrifugal compressors increases the kinetic energy of the gas with a high-speed impeller and then converted this energy into increasing the pressure in a divergent outlet passage called as diffuser. And second one is according to the pressure limit. Based on the delivery pressure, it is broadly classified into four types: low pressure, medium pressure, high pressure, and very high pressure. If the delivery pressure is less than 1 meganewton per meter square, then the pressure is considered as low pressure. If the delivery pressure is between 1 to 8 meganewton per meter square, then it is considered as medium pressure. If the delivery pressure is in between 8 to 10 meganewton per meter square, it is considered as high pressure. If the delivery pressure is greater than 10 meganewton per meter square, it is considered as super high pressure or very high pressure. And the third classification is based on the principle of operation. Based on the principle of operation, it is broadly classified into two types: positive displacement, rotodynamic or steady flow compressors. So, positive displacement compressors are usually reciprocating piston type in which the fluid is drawn during the suction stroke of the piston, compressed by decreasing the valve of the gas by moving the piston in the opposite direction, and lastly discharged when the gas pressure exceeds the pressure acting on the outlet valve. And next one is rotodynamic or steady flow compressors. Rotodynamic or rotary continuation flowing machine in which the rapid rotating element accelerates the air as it passes through the element, converting the velocity head into the pressure partially in the rotating element, in which we are using stationary blades or diffusers. And the fourth classification is number of stages. Based on the number of stages, it is broadly classified into two types: single stage compressor and multi-stage compressor. If the pressure up to 5 bars, it is considered as single stage compressor. If the delivery pressure is above 5 bar, it is considered as multi-stage compressor. And the next classification is based on number of cylinders. Based on the air intakes in the cylinders, if we consider single cylinder, it is considered as single cylinder. And if we consider more than one cylinder, it is considered as multi-cylinder. And next classification is according to the volume of air delivered. According to the delivery of the volume of compressed air, it is broadly classified into three types: low capacity, medium capacity, and high capacity. If the delivery volume of the compressed air is less than 0.15 meter cube per second, it is considered as low capacity. If the delivery volume of compressed air is in between 0.15 to 5 meter cube per second, it is considered as medium capacity. If the delivery valve of compressed air is greater than 5 meter cube per second, it is considered as high capacity. And next classification is according to the fluid to compress. If we take the fluid as air, it is considered as air compressor. If we take vapor, then it is vapor compressor. If we take gas, then it is a gas compressor. And next one is according to the applications: rock drill compressors, pneumatic tool compressors, and sand blasting compressors. And definition of air compressor: an air compressor takes in atmospheric air, compresses it, and delivers a high pressure air in a storage vessel from which it may be conveyed by a pipe to where the supply of compressed air is required. The block diagram of air compressor is given below. The compression process requires the work input. Hence, the compression is driven by the prime mover. Generally, an electric motor is used as a prime mover. Air from the atmosphere enters into the compressor at the and it compresses to a high pressure. So, low pressure of air gets converted into the high pressure and it is discharged into a storage vessel, that is a reservoir. From the reservoir, it may be converted into a desired place through the pipeline. Some of the energy supplied in the prime mover, that is heat, get absorbed in the work done against the friction. Some portion of energy is lost due to the coolant or radiation. The result of energy is maintained with the high pressure air compressor. And next one is applications of air compressors. Based on the applications of air compressors, it is broadly classified into three types: low pressure, low compressed air. In that, examples are spray painting, boosting of IC engines, creating blast in blast furnaces. Second one is medium compressed air. It is used in gas turbines to run the aircrafts. And the third one is high compressed air. It is used to operate pneumatic tools, to operate pneumatic brakes in locomotives, and it is used in refrigeration and cooling of large buildings and mining to operate the machines. And next one is classifications of air compressors. Air compressors are broadly classified into two types: positive displacement and dynamic compressors. We already discussed it before. Positive displacement compressors are again broadly classified into two types: reciprocating compressors and rotary compressors. Reciprocating compressors are broadly classified into three types: single acting, double acting, and linear. Rotary compressors are the examples given below: lobe, screw, vane, Roots blower, liquid type ring, scroll, helical compressors. And the second classification of air compressors is dynamic compressors. Dynamic compressors are again broadly classified into three types: centrifugal compressor, axial compressor, and ejector compressors. In that, we are dealing with reciprocating air compressors. So, reciprocating air compressors, in that the following terms are used. First one is inlet pressure. The pressure at the inlet, that is absolute pressure of air at the inlet. Discharge pressure. It is the absolute pressure of air at the outlet of the compressor. And third one is compression ratio. It is the ratio of discharge pressure to the inlet pressure. Since the discharge pressure is always greater than the inlet pressure, therefore, the value of the compression ratio is greater than unity. And next one is compression capacity. It is the volume of air delivered by the compressor. Units are meter cube per minute or meter cube per second. And next one is free air discharge. It is the actual volume delivered by a compressor when reduced to the normal temperature and pressure condition. The capacity of the compressor is generally given in terms of free air delivery. And next one is swept volume. It is the volume of air sucked by the compressor during its suction stroke. Mathematically, swept volume or displacement of a single stage acting air compressor is given by Vs. Vs is equal to volume of the cylinder into stroke length. Area of the cylinder into stroke length. So Vs is equal to area of the cylinder is represented by the letter A, stroke length is represented by the letter L. And the area of the cylinder can be represented in terms of diameter as pi by 4 d square. And next one is mean effective pressure. As a matter of the fact, pressure on the compressor during the piston moves in the cylinder, the mean effective pressure of the compressor is found to be mathematically by dividing work done per cycle to the stroke volume. So work done per cycle to the stroke volume, that is swept volume. So work done can be considered as the indicated power. So mean effective pressure can be written in terms of indicated power by swept volume. And next one is volumetric efficiency. It is the ratio of free air delivered to the displacement of the compressor. It is the ratio of effective swept volume to the swept volume. Effective swept volume is represented by actual volume, that is V actual. Swept volume is represented by V swept. So volumetric efficiency eta of volume is equal to V actual is represented by the letter Va and V swept is represented by the letter Vs. So volumetric efficiency eta of volume is equal to Va by Vs. In the working of single stage reciprocating air compressor, the reciprocating air compressor consists of delivery valve, cylinder, piston, connecting rod, crankcase, inlet valve. From the geometry of this compressor, when the piston moves downwards of the compressor, the pressure inside the cylinder falls below the atmospheric pressure. Due to this pressure difference, the inlet valve gets open and the air enters to the inlet valve in the outward stroke. Now the piston moves upwards. The piston moves upwards, the pressure inside the cylinder goes on increasing until it reaches the discharge pressure. At this stage, the discharge valve gets open and the delivery high pressure air delivered into the container. And so, as the piston starts a suction pressure, the small quantity of air at high pressure is delivered in the container is remained in the cylinder. At this stage, the inlet valve gets open, as a result in which fresh air is sucked in the cylinder and the cycle gets repeated. It may be noted that in a single acting reciprocating air compressor, the suction, compressor and delivery of air takes place in two stages of the piston or one revolution of the crankshaft. In a double acting reciprocating compressor, the suction, compressor and delivery of air takes place on both sides of the piston. In such compressor will supply double the volume of air than the single acting reciprocating compressor. The following are the disadvantages of reciprocating air compressors. Cooling of the gas is not effective, requires a stronger cylinder to withstand with high delivery. Handling of high pressure air results in leakage through the piston. This is the block diagram of working of a single stage reciprocating air compressor. When the piston moves downwards, the suction stroke opens. Due to the pressure difference, the pressure falls. When the pressure falls, air is sucked and the inlet valves get open. In that, that stroke is known as delivery stroke. When the piston moves up, the pressure rises and it is the end of the delivery stroke. When the pressure increases, the air delivered to the container, that is discharge valve, gets open. When the air delivered in the suction stroke, some of the air is left in the clearance space and the fresh air sucked from the atmosphere, and this cycle gets repeated. So this is the working principle of reciprocating air compressor. Thank you.